Greetings, this is user Kanzar, and this video presents version 1.3 of the newly released jnostromo drivers. In this video I'll talk about two new features. One is adding descriptions to both mappings and key maps, and two, I've added buttons for editing very easily. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Start up the jnostromo. And I'm going to select Diablo 3 because that is the hot game as of right now. So the first thing you'll notice is a change to this area right here. I've added a key map description which allows users to indicate what a key map stands for. So with my Diablo 3 settings, I have all the key maps for gameplay, general, social, and HUD. And then on key map 2 I have emotes. One thing you can also see is that if you hover over a combo box, it indicates the description. So to show you how the descriptions work, I'm going to create a new test profile called test. We'll go here, set the key map description. This is just a test key map. Hit OK. Then in order to set the descriptions on the actual keys, click on the pull down and select the description, and then enter whatever you want. So this is just a tab. Hit OK. Make sure you apply the changes. Then in order to see this as a PDF, let's go ahead and export it. Save as PDF. Call it test.pdf. What you'll notice is a few changes on the PDF itself. Notice that there is a description underneath key map. I've also added the number corresponding with the Nostromo button. So that's 0, 1. Helps you to understand what the buttons are. So the key map is the same, the key that it maps to, so that's a tab, and then underneath that is a description if you have added a description. So to see pre-rendered PDFs that I already did, this was for my Diablo 3 key map. And notice again, key map 1 has gameplay, general, social, and HUD. And here's the various descriptions. I'll see about making this available for anyone that's playing Diablo 3 right now. I think these key maps work pretty well. Then for key map 2, notice again the description is emotes, and here's what the numbers bind to. So num1 is follow, num2 is give, and so forth. Notice I've disabled a few of the buttons because they're not needed. Also, we'll check out the StarCraft II profile that I just made about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And this one is specifically for Protoss. And in the game, I've switched it to grid. And the reason I did this, and I'll go into another video about this later, but the main reason is just to be fast. And this layout, I think, allows me to be faster than other layouts. So again, just notice my comments about grid and warp gates. Cool stuff. And I've put everything just on one key map. Notice that the rest of the key maps are just the standard, and there's no mapping for key map 2. Again, and that's because of speed. I know other people have stated that they like to switch between key maps, but I just think for StarCraft you need to be really fast, and switching key maps is slow. So okay, now I'm going to talk about the next feature that I think is pretty cool. You might have noticed this has changed a little bit, this image here. And the reason being is, voila! Yes, that's right. These are buttons. So when I clicked on that, I can now change it to say A. And notice that I clicked on button 1 and it changed over here. This I think might be the most intuitive way of modifying buttons. Remember, there's a edit mode, which some of you might prefer, but for me, I really enjoy just clicking on, say, 10. We'll just disable 10. Okay, see, it was disabled. So you can click on 1 through 14. You can also click on 15. We'll disable that. And you can click on button 16. Make that click. So I think this will be extremely useful for people. I did not add buttons for the scroll wheel because I think that's a little weird. I'm not sure how I would do that. Same for the digital pad because it doesn't map quite nicely on a 2D plane, because you notice that the image is in 3D, or it's rotated. So I think you can still just use these over here. But for the other buttons, which might be confusing to look through a long list and associate it, you can actually look here and visualize where the keys are located. So I think that's a really cool feature. Okay, that does it about all the new features. I want to note that I made some bug fixes. The first one was if you had mapped keyboard commands to your scroll wheel, that key presses weren't being released, they're just being held. So that's very problematic. So for instance, if you were to just say an example, if you were to use the scroll up and map it to A, it would do this. It would never release, just keep repeating A's. So I fixed that bug. It's a huge annoyance. The second bug I fixed was a combo box graphics glitch. This particularly happens when you're in edit mode or when you're clicking on the buttons. So what happens here is the combo box has a pop-up, and then if you click on single key, the pop-up would overlay on top of this. So no longer have that problem. Well, that'll do it for this video on the jnostromo and version 1.3. I hope you guys enjoy using jnostromo and hope you continue to use it. Good luck gaming, and I know everyone's excited about Diablo 3. I sure am. So maybe I'll put out a video specifically about my key bindings and how they work in game. Alright, take care.